It is about 5 o'clock Eastern time, so we're probably going to go ahead and get started. Probably some more people will be jumping in as we go, but many of you probably already know our guest of honor, but I will introduce him anyway. This is Nicholas Merten, our founder and CEO, founder of the largest crypto YouTube channel out there, Data Dash, and our fearless leader. So take it away, Nick. He's got some really great stuff to share with you all, and we're going to have a Q&A at the end. You can put your questions in the Q&A box at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Do us a favor and put your questions that you want answered in that box so that we'll be able to get to them. Otherwise, it's hard to keep track of them and they might get lost. You can feel free to continue the fun banter in the chat as well. We just ask that you put the questions in the Q&A box. If you guys have any bug tickets or support questions, you can contact us on our website, digifox.finance, or through the app in the contact support section. But without further ado, I will let Nick take it away and share with y'all.
Awesome. Thank you for the introduction, Hope. Thank you for as well making the time, and thank you all for joining in. We're really excited to have you here. We've got a good group of people pouring into the webinar here. We're really excited because you all are going to be the first to see one of the new major updates that we've had for Digifox. We've been kind of making miscellaneous touches to the app here and there since we launched back in June. But this has been our first major kind of feature release. And I think it's more relevant now more than ever during this time when we're starting to see DeFi scale out, people getting more interested in getting a yield on their savings. It seems right now more than ever, more people are looking for some kind of stability and some kind of way to earn right now with the way the world is right now. So we've built something that is going to really build out a sense of community. It's going to bring us together and bring about a lot of opportunities to hopefully kind of catch the cutting edge of the market. Now, one thing I was going to ask, Hope, would you mind granting real quick to my other account that I joined in? It should be my name with the name Nicholas's phone. If you could grant me screen sharing permissions, I'll go ahead and, if you guys want, I'm happy you can drop in the chat and let me know. I'm willing to dive into the app and show you guys some of the new features if that excites you all. Would you guys want to see that?
All right, you should have sharing privileges, and we've got people raising their hands, so I think they are excited.
Okay. Awesome stuff, guys. All right, well, let's go ahead and let's do it. We get some messages coming in. I'll go ahead and I'll share my screen here real quick. All righty. Let's see here. All right, so you guys can see my screen good? Awesome.
Yep.
All righty. Perfect. So let's go ahead and dive into it. As Hope mentioned, we've got a really exciting announcement to kind of share with you all here, and that's going to be diving through what we've been building over the last month, throughout the month of August and a little bit of here in September. So what we've really been trying to do first and foremost is making sure we get our core functionalities down, make sure that there is a minimal amount of friction points to get to what you need within the Digifox application. Our core features are earning interest and basically buying or swapping into different cryptocurrencies. That's the key goal here. We want to be kind of the tech savvy application that you go to in order to simplify managing your personal finances. So one thing that I'm not going to be able to showcase to you here, because I've already got the demo account set up here, is our new onboarding. So for those of you who are maybe joining in for the first time who don't have a Digifox wallet yet, or maybe you've got a friend who is looking to kind of touch up their financial future, definitely get them to check out the new onboarding. It's going to be released in the new update here in the next day or so. And you'll see that the whole process is extremely smooth. And our new update, you actually don't have to wait, as some of you might remember, for those few couple of minutes to generate your wallet, because we've actually defaulted to using Celsius as our core provider for those who just want to earn interest and be able to buy some of the mainstream cryptos. So the wait time is non-existent. You put in a username, you do the two-factor authentication with your phone and email, and then you're all in one done there, basically, to access the majority of services within Digifox. Now, taking a look here at the wallet tab, you might notice a few differences here that are very important to keep in mind. The first thing is that we've started to consolidate what you see on the wallet or your kind of dashboard here. And we call this the list view in this case. So if you click the little circles on the right-hand side, these little kind of arrows, what you actually can see here is we have different categories of different assets or different parts of your savings or personal finances. So The wallet category, or the one with the Digifox logo, is going to be all your cryptocurrency holdings, from your stable coins to your crypto assets like DMG or basic attention token, all types of different altcoins you might be owning. So these are some of my holdings here in the demo account. And as you probably know, we can click on an individual asset here, and we can dive in specifically into some action items, seeing some of our activities down here as well for these different crypto assets. We can tap it again, close it up here, and it keeps things a lot cleaner. We found that with a lot of users, it just became a bit cluttered with seeing all these different assets. So, our designer, Madison, really came up with a solid idea. She took it over to the engineering team, and we brought it to life within the app to kind of organize things. Another thing as well, instead of having, as some of you might remember, it was a bit confusing where you had like your coins on the left-hand side. There was like a gray text for coins. And also on the right-hand side, under the kind of major action items, there was the ability to jump over your savings. Well, we just took it down and put it into the list view here. So you can see one of my Celsius accounts that I have here has about $200 deposited, earning 10.94% interest. Tell me where you can beat that rate. I don't know any commercial bank that can do it. You can, again, go through there, manage your savings, and you'd see the same for Compound down the list and everything. So everything keeps very, very organized. And you can manage multiple savings accounts here. Again, you don't just have to be restricted to one. So if you have some other cryptocurrencies, in this case, ERC20 tokens, they're supported through Celsius. In that case, you'll be able to deposit them there. And we do have a very big announcement we'll be talking about in the second webinar that has to do with Celsius and saving for your future, but I'll save that for the second webinar. I hate to keep you all waiting, but definitely exciting piece of news that we'll be talking about in the next few days. Wanted to dive through here though, and if you don't have anything in your Digifox wallet, it's going to be that instead of just basically initiating a deposit in this case, you'll be able now to activate a few kind of key action items here. We wanted to kind of put these cards or banners here that give you a quick instant access to a variety of different things. So one here is obviously earning interest. So if you click earn interest, it'll take you straight over to Celsius. If you haven't filled out the application, it'll prompt you to do so. But once you've done it, it just takes you right here. And just like you can see on the earn tab, you're able to lend out a variety of assets or deposit a variety of assets and earn a wide range of interest. So again, just streamlining the whole process here, taking you back here to the earn tab to see your current savings accounts. If we go back to the wallet tab here, what I'm really excited to show you all is some of the initial improvements we're making to our swaps layout. Now, many of you out there have been swapping and trading on Digifox. You've been trading to a lot of altcoins, and you can click the swap button. It'll lead you to the same thing I'm about to show you here. But if we click on Discover Coins, this is an action item that leads you here to our swap tab, where you'll be able to see a wide range of different cryptos that you can trade through decentralized exchanges like Uniswap and Kyber Network. So you can see here, we've got our dashboard here. It's taken just a second to load some of the logos because of my connection. I'm also streaming, so in that case, it's taking a bit of the bandwidth. But we can see here a very, very nice layout here in regards to the swap tab, because it used to be, you see this with Argent and Dharma, a lot of other wallets out there. They provide you that ability to trade into a variety of assets, but we want to kind of take a step further here. So first off, you can see here a top movers banner. So here we can scroll to the side here, and as we go more right, we see players who have done less and less, but again, are the larger players here over the last 24 hours in the sense of market movement. So we can see Cred is one of the major moves, another token SSS. We're going to actually start to work on filtering out some of these tokens. The problem with DEXs is that there's so many tokens out there, and that's a great thing. But we want to have some quality assurance to make sure that there's liquidity, to make sure as well that there's a proper amount of volume as well and price discovery. So we don't just have a ton of tokens just taking over and having 1,000% gains when in reality you wouldn't probably be able to trade it. Another thing as well is high volume. So we want to make sure in this case that you're actually able to trade high volume assets. So you can see here as well, going down the list here, some of the major assets by volume, such as DeFi tokens like YFI, Paxos, Band Protocol, Wrapped ETH. A lot of these high volume players are going to be listed here that you can trade in plays like USD Tether. And then also you have a quick list to the major stablecoins. So if you want to go into your favorite stablecoin, you got a simple list here. No need to search it. But let's say, for example, you've got a specific token that you like. Well, I can tell you guys one that we talked about a lot back in July is we talked about the emergence of oracles. So we just talked about Band Protocol. We could search up RLC. This was one of the major altcoins here that a lot of people talked about. You just go ahead and hit return or enter. And you can see here we've got our altcoin selected, and now we can make a trade with whatever crypto we want to swap to. Usually we do USDC. You can process the trade through. Now, the key thing here right now is I'm probably got too small of a balance to make any kind of substantial trades here for swaps. But that's the major thing I wanted to show you all real quick in regards to the upgrades to swaps, as well as our list view here. But the big thing we haven't talked about yet that is very, very exciting that I want to go over here is our community tab. Now, this is something that we've worked extremely hard to nail down to a T here. And you're going to be hearing about this announcement tomorrow, sometime later on this week when we launch the update. But you all are getting a sneak peek to it so you can start to prepare for it. So we have launched our community tab, which is really emphasizing our key focus as a company on building out a community with Digifox. We are not here for the short term. We're not here as a company to just think for ourselves. We're here to actually help empower people in their financial future, to give them a better chance at saving for their future, bettering themselves. Our entire business model is focused around helping people better their finances. And what better way to do that than to actually kind of spark a real community from the ground up here? So the first thing I want to talk about within the community tab is that you're going to start to see all these different challenges here. And the first one that we're launching is the Invest in Yourself Challenge. So the Invest in Yourself Challenge is very simple. For every $100 of cryptocurrencies that you deposit into a Celsius account, you get an entry, basically a ticket in this case, to enter in towards basically a prize pool of funds that we're giving away to people. We're getting up to $2,000 this month alone here over the next few weeks, where the more entries you have in this case in the competition, the higher chances you have of winning one of the places that we have. We have first through 10th place, and I'll go ahead and just kind of detail it here. You can scroll down on one of these challenges just to get a kind of a glimpse here of what it looks like. See the details for the challenge, the rules for it, and you can also see the prize pools, and you can see that the rewards are in USDC. Of course, you can go and swap that into whatever crypto you guys want, but again, keeping in mind all of the key rules here, what you have as a chance to win, and we'll contact you through our intercom support app in this case if you actually end up winning the competition. What's great is we've got this awesome leaderboard feature, so you can actually see where you stand compared to other people out there, and again, how far away you are from taking the top leaderboard in this case. So again, you can see the day of the contest, current leaderboard, where you stand, where first place is, and kind of enter into a race to save for your future. The great thing about the Invest in Yourself Challenge too, that I think is very important to keep in mind, is that it's a no-loss challenge in this case. Everyone is benefiting by earning the higher rates of interest through Celsius. And again, it's just one of those positive things where we can all not only earn, but we as a company want to make sure we're investing in users who are investing in themselves. So again, just one of the ways that we kind of say thank you to those of you who are taking that first step. Now, outside of that as well, we also have referrals. So we kind of realized that the referral management, which used to be in the profile tab alone, was a bit distant, and it was difficult for some people to realize where it was. And we're still working on actually launching a referral payout structure in this case for Digifox. However, anyone you refer to Digifox now is being marked. In this case, you've got your referral network starting to be built out. And again, for any kind of fees and stuff in this case that we collect from users you refer that you should be compensated for, we will at a later date. But just to make it clear here, guys, we're still working on that. But we wanted to make it more apparent here that we have a really nice referral system. So to just dive over it here real quick, because I know many of you who are listening in are probably helping your friends and family get involved and bettering their financial future. So with our referral system, I as a content creator wanted to think about, what would I want in a referral system? I've seen a lot of companies come and go in the crypto space, and a lot of them are kind of cutthroat with the referral system. They either do one of two things. They either do, for example, a just flat payout, like for every user you bring in, maybe give you $5 or $10 a Bitcoin. And that can be great. The problem is when you're scaling out to thousands of users, these companies are generating trading fees, they're generating revenue, and they're not really sharing that with the people who refer to them to the platform. It's kind of a one and done kind of thank you, and then they never talk to you again, right? This is what Coinbase and a few other platforms do. And there's other platforms like Binance as well that will give you 20% of referral income, which is still good for like trading fees, but it's one income stream. And they're not really trying to kind of work with you as an ambassador, in this case, in order to get you to use the application and really share it with friends and grow the network. So what we worked on is our tiered system of silver, gold, and platinum. So just taking a look at silver here, we've got our silver status, which is where basically if you invite 10 or more friends, you'll level up to the silver status. And this gives you a whole suite of different benefits. You earn 50% of all income in regards to the referral income that we generate. So any net income that we make off of activities in the application, we're going to give 50% back to you as a user in this case. Along with that as well, 0.5% of lending aggregation fees. in this case, removed. So you don't have to pay the full 1%. You're just paying 0.5% for lending aggregation deposits, 0.35% for trading fees instead of the current rate that we charge right now. And then also you get five free transactions per 24 hours. So again, this is something that can be very valuable if you're sending ETH around, in this case, to refer your friends onto the network, in this case, to get them using Digifox. Having some free transactions would be really great. We actually cover the gas costs. So we're, again, still continuing to work on this. You can see as you climb up the tiers, if you invite 15 friends, or if you're in the top 5% of refers for Digifox, you get platinum status. And this is where you get really low fees here. But again, all the features there, all transparent for you. And if you want to start inviting your friends and family, click the invite contacts button, click the share link button. Again, please do wait though, in this case, until we get the new update coming out. It's going to be launching again, probably within the next 24 hours. So you guys will be able to start inviting your friends and family in that case. And yeah, hopefully get them into the ecosystem. And we'll also have some challenges in the future as well that do have to do with referrals, bringing people into the ecosystem. We really want to focus the community tab on not only just having these challenges where you have a chance to earn by, bettering yourself, bettering your friends in this case, but outside of that as well, we want to add all kinds of things to this. So if you guys have any ideas about what you want to see in the community tab, please let us know in Intercom in the profile section. You can always message us by hitting the profile tab in the bottom right and going to the customer support tab. And there you can provide any feedback, report any issues that you have. We're going to need a lot of bug testers out there. So if you guys spot any bugs with the new update, feel free to let us know. And the last thing I wanted to emphasize is, as we were talking about with the community tab, we have a lot of different ideas. One of the things we want to work on is getting some content in there so you can come to the community tab not just as a place to earn in the long term, but along with that, learn, better yourself. Again, we're all about financial inclusion here. We're all about bettering people's financial future. And that's why we have a big emphasis around savings as an application. We have this awesome opportunity with DeFi and really open finance. I like to think of it that way, not just decentralized finance, but open finance to plug into all these different services. You can not only buy cryptocurrencies and diversify your assets, but also be able to earn on much larger amounts in your savings. So we're making that as simple as possible. One last thing to talk about here is that we're working on basically adapting the receive button in this case. So right now we're working to basically make it where you'll be able to receive directly into your Celsius address. So this is really cool. Instead of having to basically go through and deposit into Digifox and deposit into Celsius, you're having to do two transactions there. We're actually working in this case to make it where you can just deposit USDC directly into your Celsius address, right? So you can deposit some directly here from your wallet if you had some in your Digifox address, but you'll also as well be able to deposit directly in your Celsius from the Receive tab. So this is one of the many things we're working on, guys. We've got a lot of different features coming through. We've got better fiat on-ramps. By the end of the month, hopefully, if not in early October, we're going to have 0% fees on bank deposits from the United States, from Australia, for Europe, for the UK, for a variety of regions across the world. So we're going to be basically the all-in-one platform that makes it extremely simple for you to get dollars into the form of stable coins earning interest, or in this case as well, being able to buy into a wide range of cryptocurrencies. So that's it for my quick spiel, my quick update. I hope you all enjoy this new feature release in this case and get to test it out a little bit. But in the meantime, that's all I got to share. And I guess we can dive over and jump into some questions.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, just stick them in the Q&A box here. Wendy says, wow, fantastic, easier to get other people on board. Most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Wendy, I mean, the thing is, like, it's so funny, like, and I think Hope can probably, I think Hope, you can probably attest to it and stuff. And I like to have a bit of humility all the time. We were basically meeting at our product meeting back in, I guess it's back in like beginning of August. And every month we sit down and think about, what do we want to do as a company and what do we want Digifox to be? And like, what's our next big task to make the app better? And being the CEO and stuff, I had very big ambitions. I wanted to really prioritize a lot of different features that we have planned for probably around late September and October. And Maddie, our head on product design, really she brought up a good point. And it was basically that we needed a bit of a wake-up call. We were having some issues with swaps. There were some things that were confusing for users. We still need to, for example, touch up the Receive tab and a few other areas. it was a really good thing to just like showcase, why it is that, I'm not the only one making calls to the company. We have Hope in there as well. We have all the employees coming together at these monthly meetings, and also through many weekly and bi-weekly meetings. And sometimes just, chatting on a quick Zoom call, we come together and basically say, what can we do to better the product? And this is kind of the culmination of that teamwork and us taking feedback from the community through intercom integration, but outside of that as well, just kind of chatting back and forth. I mean, Hope, you want to speak on that a bit?
Yeah, it's really great because we have a really great team of people who just kind of, like you said, come together and just we look and see and prioritize. Maddie does a lot of that. Hopefully we can get Madison on one of these at some point. You guys would love her, but she kind of will go through, and she's kind of our bridge between our teams, and she'll look and see like what client success wants to do, what the engineering team wants to do, and kind of says, okay, this is what users are wanting. This is like, she's got a tool that kind of can see like what everyone's talking about, like what they want, like what you guys are looking for, and then talk to the engineers like, okay, how feasible is this? How can we do this? And then we kind of come together at these meetings and we think about, okay, what do our users want? What are you guys looking for? And then like, what can we build? We want to prioritize like basically like what you guys want. So
Absolutely.
it is really great.
Yeah, I think we've had over, I think by now, probably 1,200, 1,300 unique intercom tickets at this point. And just getting that kind of level of feedback, I think it gives us such not just an advantage as a company to scale out in the long term, but such a great direct connection to you guys as a community. It's been phenomenal just to be able to have that direct feedback from you all. And just to dive into some of the questions here, Parisi had asked, is the interest earned issue resolved? And just to kind of explain this, Parisi, that's a good question. Yes, in this case, the interest earned issue, in this case, we're working on this in September. This is one of the small things that we're kind of fixing. So some users who had basically registered early on and the process who came from the US, it's not that they're not earning interest, it's just that it's not displaying properly. We've confirmed with Celsius, everyone is earning interest and I'm actually one of the victims of this problem because I was one of the earliest people to register an account on the official version through Celsius. I have multiple Celsius accounts. I've used the Celsius wallet and a few other ones as well. But basically there was an issue where we weren't collecting one piece of information for the KYC process. And Celsius just can't give out the interest income or officially display it until we get that. So we're going to be fixing that sometime in September. Will just be a small request for someone to provide their government identification number to finance the KYC. And after that, you can withdraw your principal with the interest. You can withdraw the principal right now. We just have to basically get it fixed so you can withdraw the interest in that case. So anyways here. And there was also, in regards to the, I Parisi had brought up in this case, I think you kind of answered it there, Hope. And so, yeah, we'll basically be paying out the prizes for the original challenge from this previous month as well here very soon. We're just basically finalizing kind of an exchange partnership in order to have an on-ramp for our banks to pay out in USDC. So that's the only thing we're working on right now. Let's see, is there any more questions, anyone?
Jeremy says that it looks really great and he's driving through in snowy Denver, but he loves what he's seeing. I told him to drive safely.
Jeremy, oh yeah, definitely stay safe. I know Denver's it's a beautiful location. Yeah, don't be looking at the phone and stuff while you're driving, man. I hope you're having a good time. And yeah, it's a wonderful place. I actually went to Denver back in, it was the summer of 2017. I went on a road trip with my friends, and Denver was one of our stops. And man, during the middle of the summer, you can't find a more beautiful state in the U.S. I mean, it's wonderful. National parks are second to none. Seeing, I guess it asks a question, will compounds still be available? Seeing is a good point. So this is one thing that we actually have to dive into a little bit. It's not going to be relevant for all of you who are here today who might have an account registered. So basically, we're working on a new system for Digifox called Digifox and Digifox Pro. So this is one thing that we have an article that I kind of explain a little bit more in detail, one of our blog posts that we have up on our website. But we're basically, because there's a cost to generating each wallet, and I think a lot of people might not know about this, I basically was compensating the cost to generate a lot of these Ethereum wallets, even as gas fees were increasing. I knew I had to do it in this case in order to protect the company and to make sure we could still grow and have users using the apps. But in order to interact with Compound and all these DeFi apps like Uniswap and Kyber Network, you're using a smart contract wallet, which has to be deployed on chain and comes at a cost. So if you already have an account generated, in this case, you're all good to go. You're one of the early birds to using the application. However, we have a new program called Digifox Pro, which is basically what the first standard wave of users are, which allows people to access decentralized apps as well as centralized ones like Celsius. And it's just basically a one-time cost. We charge $50 for an instant generation, and that's literally how much it generally can cost with how high gas fees are. We're not trying to make money off of it. And then if you want to wait 24 hours where we can generate them at a more optimal time, we charge $20 in this case. Then 24 hours you can make out. If not, if all that seems too much, you can always join the wait list, where we in many cases might generate them if gas costs go dramatically down, or at a later date when we have a solution for higher gas prices. So again, it's kind of our medium way of trying to reach across the aisle, make sure that anyone can have access. We didn't want to do deposit minimums, requiring people. So,
Oh, you cut out a little bit, Nick.
heard? Hey, Hope, can you hear me good?
Yep.
Okay, yes, sir. What was the last thing you all heard?
Something about Digifox Pro, like gas fees.
Okay, yeah. So basically, in this case, I don't know if I can't remember exactly what cut off, but I'll just try to explain it very simply, guys. With the Ethereum network being very congested, and we're built on the Ethereum network with Digifox being a Ethereum wallet. The important thing to keep in mind is that with gas fees being very high, this makes wallet generation, or basically the smart wallet that you use to interact within the DeFi ecosystem, very expensive. So if you already have a Digifox wallet generated, this is not something you have to worry about. But if you're one of our new users who are on the wait list right now, you will have to set it for Digifox Pro. And it's basically either a $50 instant generation to generate a wallet. Again, we're not aiming to make money off of this. It's just covering the cost it costs us to broadcast that wallet on chain. Or you can do a 24-hour generation where you'll have your account within 24 hours for $20. And the last one is joining a wait list, which will allow you to join in a wait list to get Digifox Pro for free at a later date. So again, it's something if you really want to get access to a certain token through Uniswap, integrated through Digifox, and just streamline the DeFi experience, then you can do that through Digifox. But again, it's just something we had to do in order to make sure our company doesn't go dramatically underwater in the sense of our financials. It's just a stability in the long term. So to your question, Compound is still available, still out there. The reason you probably didn't see it in the demo earlier is because once you make a deposit, you have to click on the you'll see the current open accounts you have to click the make a deposit button and go a bit further, and you'll see Compound.
Yeah. So it's just that you don't have anything in Compound right now that you couldn't see it.
Precisely. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I had like $1 in Compound just to test it out, like on the demo accounts. But I prefer Celsius because the yields are much higher, and I'm a big fan of the company. That's why we have them integrated. Michael had asked a question here, and this is I think a good one, Hope. When can we expect tax documentation? So that's a good question, Michael. So for us, we already have our partnership, not exactly finalized, but we know exactly who we're going to partner with in order to deliver this. And the great thing is you probably have heard before, tax documentation is going to be free. However, the tax documentation we're providing is for the tax year of 2021. So basically, when you're doing your taxes towards the spring of 2021, it's going to be doing your taxes for this year. So if you're doing any activities right now, if you're in the United States, it's not a problem because these are taxable events next year. So you pay your taxes next year for this year's taxes. So that's just a key thing to keep in mind. We launched Digifox after the tax season of 2020 and stuff. So in that case, it's not a major priority on a feature release in that case.
Wendy says, with Celsius offering 10 or more % interest, is it safe to assume that I can just park my money there and earn interest without losing a lot? I'm not a financial guru. I'm thinking about the market being down right now and all the money that I've lost.
Wendy, I think this is a very important question. So there's two parts to this. Well, first off, I'm sorry to hear. I know the market's been pretty rough here over the last few weeks, and just to let you know, I haven't been exiting out of the crypto market at all. So I've been feeling the pain, I think, as much as anyone. And I know Hope as well has got some ETH. All of us have a stake in the cryptocurrency ecosystem. I'm sorry to hear about that, but it's actually a really good point you brought up about putting some money aside for savings just to have kind of a steady stream of income growth. And to your question in this case, yes, Celsius is great if you don't want to lose your underlying capital, because it's just like it's basically like a traditional savings account in the sense that you're earning interest. Now the big difference there in that case, and just to be completely transparent with you, Wendy, Celsius doesn't have FDIC insurance, so that's what makes it differ from, say, a traditional savings account. But in this sense, Celsius does pay much higher rates in this case because they're lending it out to crypto exchanges, margin traders who are locking up more collateral in this case. And this is basically a really interesting market that Celsius has tapped into that allows for much higher rates. So yeah, in this case, if you're looking to just park money away that you don't want to be caught in the volatility of crypto markets, Celsius can be that. So again, if you're looking to make, it doesn't matter if it's small or large. We treat everyone equally at Digifox. If you've got a substantial amount of your money that you're putting into Celsius or you want to put in there, feel free to contact our customer support. We can kind of walk you through the process, answer any questions. We're always here to help in that case. Hope many of us are on the customer support line pretty frequently throughout the days, and we're just going to be getting more and more people there to help you. So yeah, I think it's great to have a balance there. Again, for me, I've got a much larger amount of savings in crypto. The one account I'm just showing you though is a demo account. So again, I think it's a very important thing to keep in mind. It looks like we actually just sent out the major update announcement email as well about 30 minutes ago. So pretty exciting for that. All right.
Sweet. We also have a blog post that Samantha wrote called "What is Celsius?" That kind of explains a little bit more about Celsius, and then we have a video that we made with me and Samantha that kind of explains a little bit more about it too. That we'll be posting to our YouTube channel soon, the Digifox YouTube channel. So you should check that out too.
Absolutely, guys. Yeah, if you haven't, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on socials if you haven't. I'm assuming if you're here, you probably already do. You can follow us at Digifox_finance on Twitter. It gives you all the latest updates. Have some good community engagement on there. Some good statistics and news in the crypto space. We retweet some good content. I was just going to actually apologize. Hope we actually haven't sent the email yet. I was looking at the webinar registration. It was the title threw me off a bit, but yeah, we will have an email. We will have an email for those of you maybe join a little bit later or want a good summary of things to kind of review of kind of a feature list. We'll be sending out an email on all the new features. Let's see here. Parik said, on a grander scale, what is your stance on, let's say, an acquisition offer from one of the big exchanges? What would you do? Because for the advancements I have seen from you guys, that is going to be an inevitability. So that's a great question in this case. And I'll be honest, my whole goal in this case is to never be acquired as a company. If you want to just hear directly from me as a founder, I'm very candid about like where I want to take the company, what I want to do. I'm an open book. In this case, I hope to take Digifox public one day. I want it to be a company that anyone can have a piece of. That's why we did the equity crowd fund. I'm not game for going down the traditional route of just being picked up as a company. And the reason why I say this is because I think the exchanges and what you've seen over the last few weeks is that they've actually been quite behind on the trend of DeFi. And I can better explain this. So, and thank you, Hope, as well for sharing the WeFunder. Just to let you guys know, the WeFunder campaign is still open. So if you want to invest in Digifox, you're still open to. But Parisi, and also to all of you out there as well who are kind of interested whether you've invested or not in the long-term vision of Digifox as a company. A really interesting thing that I've observed, being in the space for some time, you've seen over the last few weeks the craze in decentralized finance. You guys have been in the loop of what's been going on with Uniswap and the amount of volume that's coming, trading volume that's coming to decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. And what's interesting is that as these decentralized exchanges are permissionless, and we have this in Digifox, so some of the latest tokens you can get access to in Digifox before it's on major exchanges. And that's a really cool thing about Digifox, isn't it? You see these exchanges starting to list these tokens much quicker. They used to be much more kind of the gatekeepers of the industry because you wouldn't be able to get access to a token unless they approved of it. And now we're starting to see, and we even saw CZ, who's the founder of Binance, one of the major crypto exchanges, coming out the other day on Twitter saying the reason they're listing these new tokens that are in the DeFi ecosystem is because if they don't, the decentralized exchanges will continue to take away volume. So what are we seeing here? What we're seeing is an aggregation of interest, in this case from the crypto space, into services that don't require the Coinbases of the world. They don't require the Binances, the centralized providers. And now providing better services in a decentralized format. And I have no doubt, I love Celsius. I love a lot of the other centralized providers. There might be some challenges in DeFi. We have Compound, we have Aave, all these different players. It's going to be a really interesting kind of clash of different services. Now, how does this all play into Digifox? Well, Digifox taps into all of these services. And also we're adding more as time progresses. So I think, in the long run, yeah, I think there might be some exchanges who say, hey, Digifox, you've got a good range of users. We'd like to acquire you. I'm not interested in it. The reason why is you can't buy community. We are working so hard to build the community that we have. We're so thankful to have you guys here. And it's the reason we do the customer support like we do. We care about building a family in this case. So there's no amount of money, there's no check that's going to buy that. And I'm not going to let some kind of platform or exchange, just take that away from us in that case, unless we really felt that they were a great partner. But I can tell you, I'm fairly confident in this case. I don't want the company to be acquired. I want to be with Digifox for as long as possible. And hopefully we can remain as independent as possible. I've seen too many companies perish when they go from being independent to being acquired. Yeah. So, I hope I gave you a good, honest answer in that case. I don't think many CEOs will open up like that, but I think it's very important to be transparent from the beginning. At least to share my current thoughts on where we can take the company. Devin had asked, thanks for the communication upcoming features. Is there any public beta to get involved for for these or the future updates like Digifox Pro? Devin, this is actually a very good question. Hope you can probably speak on this a bit, because I know that we've been talking a lot about getting kind of like a beta tester group here for Digifox very soon.
Yeah, we're working on that. Eventually, I think we're going to have it so that anyone who is on Digifox Platinum tier will be part of the beta program. So you guys will have like the beta app or the test version of it, and be able to hopefully dig in, give us any feedback that you have on new updates. It'll probably will probably require that you guys fill out some surveys so that we can get some good feedback for like what features you guys are looking for, as well as like any bugs that you found in the newer updates that we have launched. But yeah, it's going to be a really great program, and I think it's really important to get feedback from you guys, because like we can test it internally, but we already know what the future vision is, what it's supposed to look like what it's supposed to symbolize. It's a lot different if you give it to somebody who doesn't have the background knowledge of it, and they just are just looking at it for the first time, and maybe it's confusing and maybe it doesn't make sense in some areas. So your guys' candid feedback is extremely appreciated, but that's kind of like the rough outline for what we've got going on right now, and hopefully we'll be able to launch that in the next few months as well.
Yeah, I think, Hope, you hit the nail on the head. You can have entrepreneur bias in this case, where it's like, what do you mean you don't like the app? Like, it's like there's a lot of companies. I think in crypto, oh my gosh, it's like a viral disease at this point. Like there's so many companies in crypto. It's like, what do you mean you don't understand what a smart contract is? It's like, it's kind of like an expectation that just because you built something that's useful, that everyone's just gonna get it. And we want to make sure that if it does make sense for you guys, how are we going to reach billions of people across the world? So I mean, I think a lot of you are crypto savvy. You guys know a lot about the space. Some of you as well, as we've been kind of getting to know the community. We've got some people as well who really love the utilities and they don't know much about crypto. So we want to make sure it makes sense for everyone in this case, and no one feels like they can't get a piece of the action. We get a question here from Ronald. This is actually a good one. What other cryptos will you be adding soon? Sorry, not driving, but in multitasking. Okay, that's good, Ronald. Maybe you can answer already. Maybe answered already. Also new to crypto, or can we add any type of ERC20 coins? So this is actually a good question, Ronald. So in regards to the cryptos we'll be supporting, the good news is that we've got a big update that will actually answer that first portion of the question in the second webinar. I don't want to spoil it in this case, but I will tell you that basically we'll be able to have support for a wide range of cryptos outside of the Ethereum network that you mentioned in this case. That's a big hint in that case to our big update. But in regards to your question about ERC20 coins, good news is that with Digifox, you can deposit any ERC20 coins, but it's important to keep in mind that even though we'll be able to swap the vast majority of major ERC20 coins or tokens that you deposit, the important thing to keep in mind is that some of the ERC20 tokens don't have very liquid markets through Uniswap. So there's a lot of big ones. If you're trading, Ethereum, if you're trading basic attention tokens, stable coins, maybe even some of the new DeFi plays or oracles, you'll probably be able to make a swap if you're not trading a very large portion of volume. So in that case, you can always contact our support team. We can give you the laydown if you're looking to make that first deposit. You can always store them in Digifox, so feel free to do that. And Rayon said, a very interesting question. Can we have a Digifox coin?
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of people. I think it's been about every webinar we've gotten this
Pretty
question.
much, yeah.
About
everyone asks.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've even got in the support chat so is there going to be a Digifox coin? So
we'll just start a chant. Nick, coins.
Yeah, when are the coins coming? So Ran, yes, this is something that we've got a lot of people asking us about. I will be kind enough to say that we haven't completely cut out the idea, but for now we do not have any official plans and stuff in regards to pursuing a Digifox coin. We will let you know in this case, as well as the broader community. Again, the big thing, like with anything, if we ever do some kind of issuance like this, we want to be able to give people an opportunity to participate in this, as many people as possible. So again, we'll let you know if we end up pursuing this in the future. Asin had asked, can you share some information about the Digifox user growth? Yes, Asin, right now, I think I can actually check the latest metrics. Hope, do you have the latest metrics here?
I can check in about 20 seconds. I can have it.
Oh, I think we've got it up here. Yeah, so we've got so our latest statistics that I have up here is from back on September 1st. So I'm assuming we're well beyond that. So we had around 7,500 users then. So this is again a week later. So I think that we've got not only a few hundred extra users, but we've got a wait list in this case of, I think Chase had mentioned around 500 users who are waiting for the new updates. So they'll be notified. Yeah, so we're going to have about over 8,000 users in this case on the Digifox wallet. Again, some will be Digifox Standard, majority will be Digifox Pro, as they've already had smart wallets generated. But with the September challenge launch, the referral rewards, the streamlined experience, better fiat on-ramps, better swaps here in the next few weeks, I think that we're going to be able to get that 10,000 mark here by the end of September. I'm very, very excited for it. I don't know, Hope, what's your bet on it? What are you calling for?
Oh, did we do that yet? We were going to do an internal poll. I forgot. We forgot to do that.
Yeah, we have to do. Well, I'm curious, like if you had to shoot a number and stuff. I mean, I think 10,000 is very reasonable by the end of the month, September.
At the end of September. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. We should do a contest or something on social media, and then if we hit the number, we hit whoever wins the nickel, dress up in some kind of outfit and do a fun video.
Yeah, we'll do some kind of we'll do something funny, or maybe give some USDC or something to someone who makes the best call in that case on social media. We'll figure it out. But yeah, no, we're very, very excited to see just to see the growth of the app. It started to kind of compound the assets under management. It started to grow as well, almost past the $1 million mark, which is, I mean, for a startup that started just back in June, then we kind of had to take a pause on our expansion on new features and focus on the core app this month. And I'm very proud about that, especially in the environment with high gas fees and stuff. So, I think we're doing good. I would say that we're, probably by now, probably the largest smart wallet, if not one of the largest. But we're very, very excited just in the short time span that we've been around to grow as much as we have. And Ronald left a comment, Dogefox. Is Dogecoin coming soon to Digifox? Who knows? We'll see. Oh man, that's very good, Ronald. And then
Ark says, what about some Digifox swag?
Yeah, we definitely want to work on giving out some swag. We're a big believer in these are some of the things we want to do outside of just giving monetary rewards. We want to give swag and things that make people realize we're really big about, again, we want to build a family in this case. Our team, we see each other as a family. We're actually doing some kind of social events and stuff, and just kind of getting to know one another and stuff. We want to do the same with our community. In that case, guys, definitely we'll be doing some Digifox swag here in the future. We got to get some. We want to make sure it's quality and it's something that you want to wear, because I think I talked about this with you, Hope. As we've had some people, you don't want to make a shirt that someone's going to put on a shelf or put in their dresser or something. Yeah, you want to make something that people want to wear and stuff. So we're going to work. Yeah, something you want to wear out and stuff with your friends or something. It has really nice design. So
maybe we'll get some
work
mugs.
on that, and maybe.
Got
Oh
a fidget
yeah, there you go.
spinner.
Yeah, all kinds of different things. Yeah, we'll get a whole like catalog of different items and stuff. But yeah, that'll be something we'll definitely pursue that in the near future to get you guys some things you can rep the brand and spread the word about the Digifox family. Vinny asked, hope you guys reach more. How are you guys attracting new users apart from the YouTube channel? So that's a good question, Vinny. So there's a few different things. I mean, the referral system is one that we're working on, as well as the challenges that kind of go hand in hand to expand our community.
Mhm.
But outside of that as well, one of our key goals in the long term is to really be a payments application. So again, we're very open about what we want to do as a company and stuff. One big thing that we have that we talked about in our blog post is our goal for 2021, and that's to have a full layer 2 scaling solution integrated into Digifox. You'll be able to make payments at no fees and have instant settlements and have great banking on ramps where you can move in and out, in this case, if you need to go back to your bank, and make Digifox basically the key payment app of the world, just for, kind of like your Venmo or Cash App, where you can send money to friends, maybe close by, or maybe cover for dinner for your family, but also something where you could send money to the Philippines. You could send money to, a friend or family member in Europe, different regions of the world where money is absolutely global and everyone can have access to stablecoins like USDC. That's kind of our key goal in the long run. And what's great about that is you
Mhm.
build a viral network effect. So this is a very, very big kind of goal of ours, and it'll start to materialize more and more. We'll have some additional features that build into it. I think people start to see, we have the product vision. We're working on it now. It's going to take a few months, but we'll hopefully get there soon. So we're very excited about it. We appreciate that you guys are sticking around with us. But the best way, I think, above all, Vinny, to your question, is it's the users in this case. If we provide the best experience to you guys, we could spend a
Mhm.
ton of money on marketing. We could have raised through venture capital and raised, a few million stuff. We decided to go through the crowd, do things more conservatively. And we know if we build a good experience for the users on the platform, we know whether it's you guys or other users on the app, you guys are going to probably share it with one or two family members or friends, and they're going to share it with one or two family members or friends, so long as we give them a good experience, and so long as we maintain that status quo. That I know Hope and Samantha, as well as the broader team, Chase and Jake and Madison as well. We've all been kind of playing our part here and there, just to make sure that things work properly. I think it's going to be a fantastic experience, and we'll start compound. I've seen it in previous startups I've worked at, and maybe Hope you can speak to that as well. Maybe with some of the previous startups you worked at as well, just kind of that customer centric approach.
Yeah, just being like kind of that's like we've talked about this before, and kind of working out a little bit more of like what we want as like our core values as a company, and definitely one of them is going to be putting a face to finance and just being like having someone, a real person to talk to on support, and just being knowing like who the company is, not just like what the brand of the company is, but knowing who makes up the company and the team itself. So it's a really important aspect of the whole thing for us, is like making it very personal and human versus just kind of robotic and you know um, just a brand basically.
Yeah, to build on Hope, I think you're 100% right. Putting a face to finance is something we want to really nail down. And, I think just as a counter to that, like when observing the space again, we wanted to build Digifox to be everything we thought was missing in the space. So like when you guys think about like your favorite crypto company out there, right? Maybe even some that you just might use as exchange platforms or wallets or things like that. Do you ever really get to see like the founder or the CEO, or not just the founder and the CEO? That's probably more common. Do you get to see the team members? Do you get to see the people who are building the app, not just the visionary or like the founder, but like the core team, like the humans that are every day making sure things work on the background?
Wendy
I
says
think
not
that's not
really.
only, yeah, I think, yeah, really, when I think that's what I was feeling. I was like, man, like in a space where people are managing my money or like are building the apps that are going, again, in the case of Digifox, and we don't hold anyone's funds, but we are building out the technology, and we're building the application, the interface you use to manage your funds. If we don't provide an optimal experience, or things happen wrong in the back end, in this case, the app, it can be a big issue. If you don't have a way to, contact people, if you feel like you're having to go through, I think as you kind of coined the term, Hope, kind of chains of questionnaires and
Like a
buttons
phone
and things like
tree.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
phone tree, exactly. Yeah, it's like, man, like I've had that so many times with my bank, and I'm like, I need to get something done now. Like, this is my money. It's amazing. It gets even worse in crypto. So I mean, we wanted to build the counter experience to that, and hopefully Wendy and to all of you listening, we can be that experience for you all, and Vinay as well, about scaling out the application. Very, very loaded answer to your question, but I think it's a very important one in that case. It'll be the thing I think that drives us to success in the long term over any other project out there, unless they start doing something similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Park says, kind of going back to the swag, said he's receiving some Bitcoin accepted here stickers for the back of his truck, and wants to know if we could get a Digifox one to put right next to it.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, we should definitely. If not, recently, like I was gonna say, I don't know if you're getting those custom printed. If we still don't have stickers, I'm hoping we can get some. That would be really nice to have a stockpile of when we can just send them out. We can send you a copy of the logo in that case to your file. Okay, you get it through Amazon. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, well, again, if we can't get the stickers out in a timely fashion in this case, just let us know, and we can send you a copy of the logo if you want to get it printed out or put it on any kind of swag and stuff and rep the brand. You let us know and stuff in that case. But and again, I think above all, that's so awesome you're willing to kind of rep the brand. I appreciate it. And yeah, we're excited to get some of that merch out. I think that's one of the fun things.
That's like, yeah, the fun stuff that hopefully we can get to in a little bit. But once we're done with this big update here, this push.
Yeah, it'll give us a lot more time. I think this has been a pretty busy month for the most part.
I'll copy your email address.
Awesome. Yeah, and you can let me know. I hope I'll send you a file of the logo and stuff so they can use it.
Yeah, I've got one too. So.
Awesome. Cool. Oh, you got a copy of it. Awesome. Cool, guys. Alrighty, well, I think we went through all the questions here, everyone, and also had some great engagement in the chat. I mean, everyone, it's just been so fantastic to talk to you all. I appreciate you giving, not only Hope and I, the time to speak about it, but also just joining us and leaving your questions. I know it's always a privilege for Hope and I. I mean, Hope, thank you for making the time as well. I know everyone at the team's pretty busy and stuff, but I love doing these webinars. I think it's one of our favorite parts of the job.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like whenever we have a webinar coming up, like, oh, this is going to be so much fun, because it's fun to hang out with you guys and just kind of chat and just get to know you guys. A lot of the names are starting to become familiar, which is really cool.
Yeah. Speaking of names, he said he's going to slap me with the name pronunciation.
Paul, did we not pronounce it? Did we pronounce it right, or no?
I think it's Parik in this case. I think he told us before. I still might be mispronouncing it, but I'll tell you guys.
I thought I had it.
we can build maybe the best. Nick hasn't a clue. Well, hopefully you can forgive us.
Yes.
Hope's got that. Okay, what was it, Hope? Paulrick. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I apologize for that, and as Hope will probably attest to it and stuff, name pronunciation's not my strong suit. Gosh.
That's all right.
Well, thank you guys for hopping in on this, and Hope, thank you for making the time. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
And you want to close things out?
Yeah, thanks you guys for joining us. I recorded this. We'll record the next one too, and then whichever one kind of has the better signal, we're going to post that one to YouTube, to the Digifox YouTube channel, so that anyone who wasn't able to make it can jump on and kind of view it, or you can invite other people to see it. Or, there's a lot of people across the world that are probably sleeping right now that don't get to see it. So we'll post it there for you guys to rewatch, share. Other people can see it. Other than that, follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. We always post some pretty great content there. We also have a blog on our website now with a bunch of stuff on there. We're going to be uploading more and more videos to YouTube to kind of accompany those, and hopefully have a little bit of fun with that. And Park says, is there another announcement on Friday? We're actually having a webinar on Thursday where Nick's kind of going to go through most of the same stuff, but he's going to have an extra update, I believe, about some things that I probably shouldn't talk about.
No, it's no worries. Yeah, we'll basically be talking about it there. It's a big announcement. It's one specific thing that we didn't talk about in the sense of kind of new feature that'll be available in the next week or so with the new update. Awesome. Heckle all you want on Thursday. That's awesome, man. And we'll definitely, we love for any of you
Sweet.
guys to join in and let me know your thoughts on it and stuff. Thank you very much, Wendy. I was going to say to all of you here who are attending, when the new update comes out, the only thing we ask from you all, get a friend involved, get them started with crypto. We can only start this, if we get everyone involved, show them what it's like to earn real interest, help them get set up with a Celsius account through Digifox. We could only do it by getting each other on board and stuff, and learning about the kind of opportunities and stepping out of the traditional financial system. Yes, we've been talking, between Hope and Samantha and the team and stuff. We have a lot of people as well who are getting more and more kind of interested in crypto. And it's really awesome to see the community starting to save together. And I think the challenges are just going to be more of an incentive mechanism for all of us to come together and start preparing for our future.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Cool. Well, it has been great being with you all. Thanks, Devin and Wendy and everyone, for being here. And we will hopefully see you all next time. If not Thursday, then on a future webinar. Nick, thanks again for being here.
Hope, thank you for having me. Everyone, take care. It was nice seeing you all. And we'll see you all hopefully in the next webinar, if not in the future through the intercom chat. Take care, everyone.